Oh, Westbridge Hills, welcome back to episode 32 with me, Mr. Silly P. So, after our monumental efforts on yesterday's multiplayer episode, I have done a little bit more feeding of the cows. I've given them a little bit more silage. I've given them a couple of loads of mixed ration. But what has transpired since then is that Field 21 is ready to harvest. It is wheat and the harvesters are ready to go. So, off we go. I have checked and the straw swaths are on. Or should be on. Because I am intending to forage up the straw swaths and stick them into the silage bay. I might even use some to fill up the straw forage wagon for bedding for the cows. I might even bale some more. I'm thinking I might do some more straw bales actually. Now I've got more cows. Might do. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. That's kind of the, again, I'm not going to say it, not the P word. So I'm going to go to the yard and grab a tractor and a trailer ready to start unloading these. I'm going to use the IT runner. I didn't really use it much the other day. Moomin seals on that, so I thought I'd give it a go. It has got a slightly smaller capacity than the cramp. This is 45,000, I think the cramp's 46.9, so there's a tiny discrepancy, but not a huge amount. So we'll get this over to field 21. Oh, I haven't done anything with this field yet, otherwise 16. Yeah, need to do something with that. Now, what I will need to do at some point is jump back into the harvesters to make sure they turn the right way. Well, that's interesting. Crikey, they've filled up already. Wow. Okay. That's going to prove difficult to unload that one, considering it's only on its first strip. A dilemma. I'll just give that some thought. Anyway, I was saying the other day about getting a fast track. You know what? This I'm telling you, it's this IT runner pack. The IT runner pack does not seem to matter what tractor I put on it. It gets this rock, this wobble. I'm sure it's the actual IT runner thing itself. I've never ever had that on any of the other trailers I've ever used. The IT runner pack, for some reason. Weird. I might as well turn it off now actually. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the other day when I bought the cultivator, the bigger one, I was considering buying a JCB fast track. And decided to use the Holmer only because it was I wasn't using it at that moment. I do still want to get a JCB fast track, and there's been a kind of a rather heated discussion certainly here, and I know that I've watched various video clips of people online discussing it on their gameplay series, where people are adamant JCBs are there just for roadworks, that kind of stuff, used by building companies and, you know, motorway building and all that kind of stuff. Interestingly enough, I've started following a YouTube page, George Saunders, who is a farmhand. The company he works for, mostly JCB fast tracks. They do ploughing, they do baling, they do bale carrying, they do everything in them. So it's interesting that people are adamant they're not farm tractors, you don't use them for farm work. Yet, there we are. Some people, thought I'd get away with that. Some people, quite clearly, do. And apparently they're pretty good too, which is interesting. They are fast. hence the name. And they do a pretty good job, I have to say. From watching some of the video clips, they're pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm thinking of, I think on my other gameplay series on Down on the Farm and Sosnovka, I tend to use them mainly for forestry, because I was kind of under that impression too, that it's like, that's the kind of thing they would be used for. But I might buy one on this one and just use it as a tractor, a farm tractor. That's that's what it is. So I'm still pondering that one. We'll see. I might do. Okay, we'll set him back on his way. Hopefully he'll get to the end and turn around now. Say he will. I think what I will do is I'll do this one. So put the pipe away, turn it on, and away we go. Trying to keep this in a straight line is going to prove interesting. It's fine when a worker's doing it. I'm pretty sure if I pan backwards I'll suddenly realise what an awfully crooked line I'm doing. And we'll see, I'm sure it'll be fine. Now this is one of those fields, it's a big one, it's probably going to take a while, in all honesty, to finish harvesting it. I know when we do the multiplayer episodes I tend to just record, and the multiplayer episode pretty much goes up as is, in a kind of half-hour block. I edit a couple of little bits out here and there, so we've got sort of 25-minute block. When I do my solo kind of games and record, I tend to record in chunks and then edit it all together. So I actually record for a bit longer and then edit it down to a shorter time. So I don't know whether or not to just stick with it and just say, you know what, I'm going to just stick to doing this field on this episode. Something a bit different, but I don't want to bore people. I've been kind of watching YouTube tutorials and interestingly, bearing in mind I kind of follow the likes of Daggerwin and people like that. If you don't follow Daggerwin already, I've said this I think on one of my very, very early gameplay series, get over there, check out Daggerwin, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Do like his channel and his clips, farming simulator, very, very interesting. There are a few others that I follow, but he's kind of one of the main ones I do like. Quite a lot of playlists on his channel. But that being said, watching the tutorials today of how to improve the kind of viewing figures, how to get more subscribers, all that kind of thing. The guy on there said you don't want to bore your viewers for a start. Keep it to something they're interested in. Well, I'm aiming this mainly at farming simulator players. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to catch an audience of people that like watching cats falling off sofas, that kind of thing. His second piece of advice was keep the videos short, because people's attention spans, they make what are called micro decisions, and they make their decisions incredibly quickly. Some people will scan through video clips, see that the video clip is a certain length and just decide not to watch it based upon that alone. His suggestion? Keep the video clips to under 3 minutes. I'm not quite sure how much gameplay you're actually going to get to watch in 3 minutes, but that was his advice, keep them under 3 minutes. If I was doing them under 3 minutes, I would have thousands of video clips on it by now, but that would be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not sure I'm going to be taking that part of his advice, but anyway. Yeah, there was all sorts of interesting stuff that they were suggesting you do, and some of it relevant, absolutely, yeah, it makes perfect sense. But that, I get it, we're in a kind of generation of people that want instant fix, instant gratification. They want to look at something for 10 seconds, laugh and move on. I totally understand that. But with this kind of thing, that's not still the case. I think these kind of videos have a slightly different audience. I think the sort of people that play this game have got more patience anyway. you can't, if you've got no patience, you can't play a game like this at the end of the day. So I'd like to think that the videos attract a different viewer, I think you'll find. Still, that said, I'm nowhere near in the leagues of the likes of Daggerwin and people like that, you know. 130,000 plus subscribers within an hour of a video going up, 3,000 if not more views. I'm not in that league, not even close yet, but hope to be at some point. Who knows, you never know. But I've realised I'm talking a lot again. I'll stop talking and do my job. I'm thinking using the Holmer Terra Variant 600 might be a little bit better, only because the greater horsepower. I mean, at the end of the day, I might still pull it this slowly. I think once this starts to get weight in it, the Deutz-Fahr, it's only got 263 horsepower. It's not a monster tractor, but it does struggle a little bit uphill with the heavier weights. But I suppose that's to be expected. This is a big field. I'm going to get quite a lot of corn off this, I think. That's it, 45,000 full. Haven't quite emptied the tank on the, I suppose every single time. On the 7130, the other one's the 9230, I think, isn't it? Yeah, haven't quite emptied the tank on this, so I will carry on. Now, God, these are filling up so quick. Where am I taking it? So I've got wheat on. Wheat is pretty flat at the moment, in all honesty. Everywhere. Train stations paying the most. Even more than the flour mill, which is interesting. 600. Well, at the moment, I mean literally at this very, very moment, I'm not strapped for cash and I'm doing a job and I've got a load of canola. So what I might do, I think, is store it. I might take it over to the yard and put this in storage as well and wait for a great demand. Well, that's quite boring, isn't it? You know what I'm going to do? Doesn't matter on the price. I don't go up here very often. I'm going to go up to the restaurant. I think it's the restaurant. Hang on. No, the diner. The restaurant's the other end. Diner, the restaurant's down the other end by 19. This is the diner up the top. I'm going to take it up there and sell it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to make a huge amount of money out of it. I could wait for a great demand, but that's not farming, is it? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I suppose it is farming. It's not farming. What an idiot. Of course it's farming. That's what farmers do, don't they? They put it into their silos, they wait, especially the ones with grain dryers and that kind of stuff. Wait for the price to go up again and then sell it. Of course they do. Oh, what an idiot. But I don't come up here very often. So I thought I'd come up here to the diner. Proper old school diner as well, look at that. Cool. Uncle Pete's excellent diner. So what makes it excellent, but apparently it is. Okay. It's not going to be mega money, but at the end of the day, it is money. It's a big field, so I'm going to get a fair bit off it, regardless. $26,700. not to be sniffed at. I know if I went and unloaded something somewhere and got paid $26,000 for it, I'd be quite pleased with that. Bit of money in the old skyrocket, but I suppose, interesting enough, I'm going to waffle on again, I do apologise. Watching a YouTube video on how farms work with Ryan Custer, and he was saying, he was talking about something he said is a bit of a taboo with farmers, talking about a farmer's outgoings and kind of incomings, and worked out what it would cost him for, I think he had a 33 acre field and one of them was an 11 acre field, what the outgoings would be to sow those fields and get them to ready to harvest, including fertiliser and spraying and rental costs and all that kind of stuff, and then how much you would actually make when you sold the crop. The terrifying thing, I mean it really was properly terrifying. He did a kind of average based upon what he was earning the year before, and prices do vary, and he said you know there was an average yield as well, you know, sometimes you get much higher yield. On one of the fields it worked out his outgoings and then his income, I think his income was 25 cents, literally 25 cents more than his outgoings. 25 cents. Now, obviously, yields could be higher, prices could be higher, farmers will make money, you know, on the years when they're getting paid well for their crops, they'll make a good, you know, a good bit of money. But that's terrifying. You know, when you think about the amount of work that goes into that, you know, and to not make any money, you can see why farmers struggle and why some farms, you know, they're going under. They're at colossal rates. It's hardly surprising. Yes, yeah. Anyway, there you go. Just a bit of information. It's not a rant exactly, but you know, just to keep you informed. Oh, this is doing my head in, this one. Right, once this is done, this one I should have a bit more room to play with. Problem is, I'm not really keeping up with the harvesters. I should be catching up with them when they're on the upswing, and I'm not, which is pretty poor of me. I do apologise. That said, again, this probably would have been far, far easier if we were doing a multiplayer, because I'll have a bit of help getting to these and unloading them a bit more efficiently than I actually am. So yeah, sorry about that. But I did the same as what I did on the canola. I think it was a canola. When I'm running 2 harvesters, and even sometimes when I'm running 3, I'll run one up the middle and I'll turn that away from whichever one I set on the other side. So as you can see, the smaller harvester has got the strip to the left here, the bigger harvester's got the strip to the right, and because I turned it away from the smaller one, they will both harvest their own strip and they won't come together. What I've often done is set them off, one goes one side, one goes the other, and they meet in the middle, and then you have that kind of situation where it's a bit of a standoff, and you've got 2 hired workers both driving towards each other, and neither of them will move. You know, chicken with combine harvesters, it's, you know, probably great fun, but if neither of you give up, you're going to cause a lot of damage to the harvesters, aren't you? And just for those of you that watch my, you know, anyone that's watched my video clips, and hear me talking about, you know, when I talked about Chad doing the work the other day, and all, you know, it's pantomime. It's you know, it's a YouTube clip. You're adding a little bit to it just to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more entertaining, a bit more fun to watch. It's entertainment. If I just sat here going on and on about farming and kind of monotone, and now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that, it would get boring, wouldn't it? So just trying to make it more interesting. I'm probably going to get 3, 4 loads probably up to the diner out of this. I'm not going to catch him, am I, before he turns around? Or has he already stopped? No, it's already stopped, I think. Interesting. It always fascinates me when you are doing videoing, filming, recording, whatever you want to call it, and you're sort of getting ready to edit for a YouTube video, how quickly the time goes by. You know, I keep thinking, I'm talking and talking, I'm trying to make the episode interesting and keep people watching, but realistically, I think I'm up to nearly half an hour's worth of recording at this point, and I haven't really got a huge amount done. You know, if you're sitting watching this thinking, wow, that was half an hour, I'm not going to get back, you know, I suppose technically, yeah, I have got a fair bit done. This field's being harvested, and I've got a fair bit through the harvest, and I've brought a vehicle over, and I've gone and sold one load and whatever, but it doesn't seem like I've got a huge amount done. So I might edit this down ever slightly. I might do another, because I can change the time that I can, how long I record for, and I normally do it in not small chunks but smallish chunks. I do set the chunks of recording far larger when I'm doing multiplayer, but yeah, I'm just thinking I'm not gonna, field won't get finished otherwise. So again, what I might do is record when I get to the end of the field, finishing it off, so you're not just bored watching me do one field all the time. So you'll probably see me again at the well, nearly overshot then. At the end of the episode will be when I'll probably finish this field off, I would imagine. So we are nearing the end of field 21. T6160's over there, refilling the forage wagon with straw from the straw swaths for feeding the cows. The 7130 has finished. Oh, that was bad timing, wasn't it? And the 9230, actually I'm nearly full anyway. I don't know if it'll make it to the end, but we are almost there. This is load 4 going up to the diner. There'll be this little bit left and whatever's in there. Yeah, not bad actually, I have to say. Pretty good yield off this then. While that was going and I've been collecting from that, I did go with the T6160, the New Holland, down to the farm. I have filled up the grass for the cows, and I have filled up the straw. So the straw, the grass are filled up, silage was filled up, mixed ration isn't completely, but that's not bad going. So I just brought the T6160 up onto field 21 just to refill the forage wagon with straw. I also went round to the field 20 where Moomin Seal cut grass and windrowed the other day for me and refilled that forage wagon as well, so that's full of grass. So they're both sat there, both full, ready to be used whenever they are needed, which is pretty good. So we're going to get this load off, and then there'll be whatever's left in the tank of the harvester when we're done. It won't be a huge amount, but it's not bad. But we have, by selling all that, cleared 200,000. Not by selling that, we've just cleared 200,000. We already had some in the bank. I think we were on 114, I think we were on. So bearing in mind that wheat doesn't sell for a huge amount, we were 114, we were on 220. So that's what, 106,000 off that field, plus the straw swaths that are left behind I'll pick up with a forage harvester. That will then be turned into silage, and the silage will make money. So realistically off that field we're making a good bit of money. It's not bad at all. So he has filled up again, get a little bit more of this. So yeah, we're going to be looking at, I would say probably maybe 110, $115,000 in wheat, and then whatever we get for silage would be pretty good. I think I'm going to bring up the baler, run the baler up here as well on the straw swaths, and get some more straw bales, so I can do mixed ration. I've got quite a few hay bales but not many straw bales, so I'm going to do a bit of straw baling. That will probably be in the next episode as well, I would imagine. We are coming to the end of this episode. I say we're coming to the end, and if this ever finishes unloading and finishes the field, we'll probably come to the end of the episode. That's field 21 done. I'm not sure, once I've run the forage harvester over this and collected the straw swaths, whether I'm going to stick another wheat crop into it. I might do, because I've got a field with canola. 19's got barley. Got a potato field, got a sugar beet field, but nothing to harvest them with. You can see this rocking the whole, every time I stop it sits there rocking away. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, I might stick wheat back in this one again. It's always handy having at least one field with wheat or one with barley for the straw swaths for feeding or bedding for the cows, for baling as well, for feeding the cows in mixed rations. So, you know, I'll probably stick another wheat crop in that one. That's what I'm intending. So, last run off that field up to the diner. Like I said, it's not the most lucrative place to sell it at the moment, but it is somewhere a bit different. I'm pretty sure that it's might be the train station that's offering most money at the moment. But this was close to the field, and it was negligible. It was a minimal amount of difference in price. So there we go, 228,000. So about 114 grand off that field. Not bad at all. So as I was saying, we have come to the end of this episode. I can't remember what episode number we're on to now. Anyway, regardless, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you'd like to leave a comment, absolutely love to hear from you. We are on Facebook as well, and I put screenshots over when I remember to put screenshots over, and the links to all of the videos on YouTube do go onto the Facebook channel every time I post a new YouTube clip. And as you can see, 21 is done, the straw swaths are all there. I will do something with those probably in the next episode, as well as a bit of baling for straw. And as ever, whatever you decide to do, thanks for watching.